What's going on, gamers? Today we're back with some more Elden Ring. It's been some time since I've actually played this game, but the last patch seems to have given it a big old change up. So what have they done with the movement, and why is it going to affect your character? Well, if you want to know, then stay tuned. Let's come up next. Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be taking a little dive into the movement of Elden Ring, what they've changed, what they've kept the same in patch 1.06, and how you may want to change your style a little bit, because some things have taken a bit of a toll. Now, as always, if this helps you out or if you enjoy the content, then hitting that like button would be greatly appreciated, and if you'd like to become a member of the channel for more gaming content, then why not hit that subscribe and bell. But for now, we're going to jump straight in and see what's going on with the movement. Now, from everything I've tested and from going online and just making sure I'm not making a complete doozy, the medium load, so if you've got your equipment, as you can see over on the right hand side, to medium, the rolling is exactly the same. No difference whatsoever, same speed, same distance covered, pretty nice roll all in all, to be pretty fair. It's probably the one most standard builds are going to be using. If however you chuck it over to a heavy load, so I've chucked on a big old chunky weapon there, exactly the same as it was previously. You're going to be doing your chunky old fat rolls, your iframes are going to go out the window, you're going to be in trouble unless your plan is intended and you've managed to make a super strong build with the heaviest armor and such in the game. You're probably not going to want a fat roll unless you're really aiming to do that. But now we come to the fun part and what they've changed up absolutely massively, and that's to do with your light equipment load and the rolling that you get from that. Before, I didn't really aim for that because I didn't see that much of a bonus. I think a lot of people were in the same boat, so you went pretty much to medium all the way up to the heaviest you could get without it actually going into your fat rolling. Now however, if you can see from this absolutely sexy beast, look at him. If you were using a light load, so if you've managed to put an assortment of gear together that manages to scrape that light load, which is pretty tough, but you can do it, now you get a slightly further travel distance. The actual dodge roll, so the time it takes to do, see it's going backwards, do one of those, is the exact same time as it would be normally, except you're going slightly further than you would. Meaning that if you kept spanking them out, you're going to travel a further distance than you originally would have. This can be really nice in some of those tough battles. Obviously you will have to find a light equipment load that suits you. It will be quite tricky, especially if you're like myself and you're very borderline to nearly hitting the heavy mark. Now, that's not the only thing they've touched. If you were a big fan of Blood Handstep, which was just amazing before this patch because it gave you such good iframes and such, that's, I would say, taken quite a big old beating. It was a staple in a lot of builds, allowed you to get behind, do your backstabs, just get a lot of iframes, make things a bit easier. Now, this, if I press the right button at least, on my light equipment load, the distance I cover isn't too bad. It's similar-ish to what it was. If I keep pressing it, it minimises really fast. So you don't want to keep pressing that over and over again because it will actually work out detrimental to you. On light equipment, not too bad. However, because of how good the actual normal roll is now, I don't know if you're going to be using that Blood Handstep. Honestly, looking at it, it's good, but I don't know. If you're going light, I think you may well, he's saying, yeah, I think you may well just take that straight off now and put a different Ash of War on. I really do. It's still pretty good, I must admit, on light. On heavy, or medium should I say, not heavy. So here we are on a medium load. And, oh, that's terrible. That is significant. That's pressing it one. If I press it over and over again, Blood Handstep unfortunately has taken a big old beating. It's still good, you still get a nice bit of iframes. It's nowhere near as good as it was. Nowhere near. You have to time it just a lot better. Bear in mind, I've just come back, so my timing is terrible at the moment, but you can definitely see the difference in that distance, especially if you're spamming it. Another one that they've made some changes to is the movement of this one right here, your quick step. So if we have a little look. On medium, again, a little bit lackluster, I'm not going to lie. It will still circle around and get you behind enemies a little bit better than your normal rolls and such. But on medium, it is far from great now. Obviously, I'd say Blood Handstep was always a little bit of a cut above it for myself personally. What they have done, however, is made it so you can use it in quicker succession. You can do this over and over again, but you're going to find yourself going such a short distance that you may not want to. For example, if we're going off this guy here. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the best on bosses and such. It's really not. Could still work a little bit in PvP and such, but I'd say it's going to be far from the best. But yeah, as you can see from that, they've really changed things up. Now could be a nice time to come back if you want to have a little look at a light loadout, try and get yourself some really good rolls, get good at timing and such. Now's probably the best time for that. If however you're like me and you find yourself getting hit a lot, you may well struggle a little bit. But the main thing you can take from this is that now Blood Handstep is still pretty decent, but it looks like it's quite a bit better if you're on light loadout. Exactly the same for quick step. Just dodge rolling in general is much better on a light loadout. It goes much further. You're going to be able to get away from your enemies just much quicker because you cover a better distance, and it just feels really fluid now. Whereas before, like I said, there wasn't that much of an incentive to kind of go for it because medium just worked out a lot better. Now, if you're good with timing, light rolls may well be the way forward if you can put a nice little build together and you know what you're doing on those bosses. It could be a nice way to play things. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments. For all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on next day.